Welcome to MTGCipher. Look at the best of one ladder right now. It feels suffocating, doesn't it? Mono red sprinting across the finish line, Boros stacking auras, mono black taxing your every move. Most players see a dominant meta. They open a web page, copy a deck list, and pray to the RNG gods. But today, we look behind the curtain. We are pulling apart the hand-smoother algorithm, the math of the turn 4 clock, and the illusion of choice keeping you hard stuck in diamond. Turn up the audio, open your eyes, and remember, we don't just cipher the meta, we own it. Episode 1, The Algorithmic Illusion. Chapter 1, The Best of One Paradox. Best of One is lying to you. It tells you it is magic, just faster. It is not. In Best of 3, magic is a conversation. You present a thesis, your opponent answers with a sideboard, and you rebut. But in Best of 1, there is no conversation. There is only an opening statement, shouted as loud as possible. This happens because two invisible systems fundamentally warp the math. First, the total absence of sideboards. Without 15 cards explicitly designed to punish linear strategies, there is zero cost to going all in on your own plan. Interaction becomes a liability. Second, the arena hand smoother. The algorithm draws two hidden hands and hands you the one with the land-to-spell ratio closest to your deck average. It was designed to reduce non-games. What it actually did was eliminate the natural governor on greedy low-land aggro decks. In paper magic, a 20-land mono-red deck mulligans to oblivion 15% of the time. On Arena Best of 1, that number completely collapses. The smoother hands you 2 lands and hyper-aggressive 1-drops with unnatural consistency. The result is a format that does not reward adaptability. It rewards variance maximization. The player who draws the most linear curve the most often wins the game. At MTGCipher, we call this the algorithmic illusion. You think you are playing magic. You are actually playing a slot machine that pays out for speed. Chapter 2. The Apex Predators. Look at the top of the ladder this week, and you see 3 predators perfectly evolved for this exact illusion. Mono-red aggro is not just a deck, it is a statistical inevitability. It converts the smoother directly into pure damage. Every hand is functional, every top deck is live. It never needs to think past turn 4, because the algorithm ensures it never has to. Boros Auras is the second predator, and it is far more insidious. It takes the raw speed of red and adds sudden resilience through protection. It is a deck that asks a single binary question on turn 2. Do you have the exact removal spell right now? In Best of 3, you would. In Best of 1, you do not. So it snowballs. It turns one cheap creature into a must-answer nightmare while you are still trying to hit your 3rd land drop. Then there is Mono Black Demons, the mid-range killer that has learned to prey on the other 2. It sacrifices its own board to generate overwhelming card advantage and massive payoffs. It plays the same linear game, just on a slightly larger axis. It says, "You can keep your 1 toughness creatures. I will make you sacrifice them anyway." These 3 do not coexist. They cannibalize each other, and that internal warfare defines the entire meta. Chapter 3. The Tyranny of the Turn 4 Clock. Every format has a clock. In this format, the clock strikes on turn 4. This is the absolute mathematical threshold of viability. If your deck cannot win the game on turn 4, or fundamentally break the game state on turn 4, it is not a deck, it is a liability. 2 archetypes enforce this boundary. On one side, the hyper-prowess starts. Mono red and Boros can present lethal from an empty board on turn 3 if unchecked. The math is brutal. 12 damage by turn 3 requires an answer on turn 2. If your deck answers on turn 3, you are already dead. On the other side of the room, the Reanimator combo. Caviaro pulling Bringer of the Last Gift. This is not a cute graveyard trick. It is a turn 4 hard reset that rebuilds an entire battlefield from the yard while wiping yours clean. It does not care about your removal because it never cast a creature fairly. It skips the early game entirely, so you are squeezed from both ends. Too slow to race aggro, too fair to beat Reanimator cheating mana. That is the Tyranny. The viable window for interaction has been compressed to a single turn. Chapter 4. The Plateau Effect. This is why you are stuck in Diamond. You copied a deck with a 58% win rate from a meta website. You rode it from Gold to Diamond. Then you hit a brick wall. 50%, 49%. You tilt. You switch decks. The cycle repeats. This is the Plateau Effect. That 58% win rate was never real for you. It was an aggregate number inflated by thousands of games in Gold and Silver where opponents misplay and concede early. But in Mythic, where everyone draws well and knows the lines, that exact same deck is a 49% deck. It has no edge because everyone else has the same list, the same lines, and the exact same blind spots. You cannot outplay a mirror match when the algorithm decides who curves better. You need a structural edge, not a statistical one, and that is what MTGCipher was built to expose. The ladder wants you to believe the illusion. It wants you to play their game, by their rules, hitting the exact same brick wall. But now you see the cracks in the matrix. Join us in the next episode as we break down the hidden math of the synergy matrix. Because at MTGCipher, we don't just cipher the meta, we own it.